people are probably already asking, what is the Forever Agent? And we will get into it. And this is going to be a bit of an anthology. Each one of these points could be a 2-hour podcast in and of itself. We decided to come up with a podcast exclusively for the Forever Agent concept. I want to dive into this. Going from personal videos to community videos. Now, I like the attention. I do a lot of personal videos. I've tried to do some community videos, but I haven't done them right.
Well, it goes back to representing versus serving.
Right.
Let's start off with the mindset. I created, like I said, Town Advisor. I personally wrote about 60 community videos. I slaved over every word. But I used to ask audiences of real estate agents across the country this question: what do you think is more important when you do a community video? Do you think it's the images or the words? They always said the images. So then I would show them videos with just the images, and they were all the most beautiful images. They were all unimpressed. That's just waves. I've seen waves before. You could show Waikiki Beach, it wouldn't make it. I've seen waves. I've seen a Starbucks. Oh, there's a train station. There's a high school facade. There's a ball field. There's a mountain. There's people skiing. It's meaningless. Just like a movie, other than the one that won the Oscar, unless it has words, it means nothing. Then I showed them, then I had them listen to the videos without the images. I want to move there. Now, I was driving down the New Jersey Parkway, and I'm from Boston originally, but I lived in New Jersey for 20 years, then California for 20 years. Now I live in Connecticut. But I was driving down the Parkway, Andrew, and I saw a picture of Albert Einstein. And it occurred to me the two most notable geniuses in America, Albert Einstein and Thomas Edison, both voluntarily moved to New Jersey. So I created a video, a Move to New Jersey, a Genius Decision. Because every video I do is a story. It's got to have a title, it has to have a theme, and then you've got to back up the theme. And then I countervailed all the negative perceptions. A lot of people didn't realize that New Jersey was #1 in mental health. That's not what they would think. It had the #1 rated golf course in the world, Pine Valley. It was #2 in this, #3 in this, #1 in drinking water, and so forth and so on, because the only perception they had was of the TV caricatures of the Sopranos and the like. So you could Google, if somebody wants to Google New Jersey Genius Decision, you'll see what that means. But I mostly do towns. Like, for example, I did a video for one of my former clients in Connecticut, in the town I live in, Fairfield. Now, when I write that, I write it like this: Fairfield, Connecticut, romantically and recreationally situated adjacent to the ecologically flourishing Long Island Sound. Now, no homeowner is ever going to say, we live in Fairfield, we're romantically and recreationally situated adjacent to the ecologically flourishing Sound. But if you're going to presume to be a storyteller for that town, then you've got to have the eloquence that matches lighthouses, yachts going by. It can't be, hi, I'm Bob at the bakery with Susan. Susan, tell us about your bakery, because no one's going to move from New Jersey versus Connecticut or Connecticut versus Long Island because somebody has better pizza. So these are very comprehensive, yet 7 to 10 minutes. Now, I'm not going to watch anybody's video for more than 30 seconds if I'm not interested.
Right.
But if somebody has somebody do a wedding video, they're not going to do it for 90 seconds because you can't tell the story. So this is not for social media. These videos are not for social media. These videos to get in the hands of 5,000 homeowners. And when a homeowner says, Alan, who's going to see this? Well, this isn't going to be the reason why people find out about the town. That's range and reach. This is going to influence people that come through the funnel. Now, this is the micro, but it's the macro because everybody in town and every person who shows an interest in your home is going to see this. And then they can't even imagine having somebody market their home without attaching this world class. They literally, I'm not hyperbolic in anything I ever say. I'm intense, but not hyperbolic. They literally have tears in their eyes when they see the way their town is being described. That's the way to approach community videos.
I don't think I have anything to add on that.
Okay.
Other than the fact that I get credit for doing a lot of videos. I was on BombBomb's Video Influencer Nationwide, and we pride ourselves on videos. And I'm proud of what we've done. It's refreshing and exciting to see there's so much we can do better. And what's even more exciting is knowing that you're going to help me do it, and you're going to help the brand do it. And it's all in the materials, and it's going to be forthcoming, and it's all part of the Forever Agent movement. Each one of these topics are the cartilage that's going to hold the Forever Agent movement together. And I can't stress enough, this is a movement. So if you like what you're hearing, stick around. Because if you do these things, you can't help but succeed in this business. All right, ready? How do we go from being disrupted to being the disruptor? That's speaking my language. I want to disrupt others. I don't want to be disrupted.
Well, first off, we have to understand what we mean by disruption in real estate. Many years ago, people used to talk about disintermediation, which meant the elimination of the middle person.
Right.
That didn't happen. What happened instead was disruption, but it was only buying side disruption, because now something like 95% of all, consumers begin their search online. Right. We have withstood that. We've withstood that for a few reasons, because when I was CEO of Realtor.com, 98% of the people who came to our site clicked on Find a Home, and only 1 or 2% clicked on Find a Realtor, and they were realtors. But that wasn't onerous for this reason, Andrew, because the buyer doesn't determine the fee. That could change, but historically they haven't. Buyers don't generate listings as much as listings generate buyers.
Right.
Buying side disruption and the internet also allowed real estate teams to form, because now team leaders could better control the destiny of leads. And so, and create teams. And also it allowed brokerages to reduce their classified advertising spend. In fact, I created a campaign, homes for sale shouldn't be kept classified, to convince home sellers that we shouldn't be doing classified. So buying side disruption was not onerous. The only place where third-party portals, and as you've heard me say, cyberspace carpetbaggers can now migrate to further monetize investments online, is to disrupt the listing side. They're going after listing side rainmakers. And they're going to do that, even though all fees are negotiable, through discounts, rebates, and reviews.
So they're coming after me.
They're coming after you in a big way. So therefore, what you have to do is disrupt them by creating relationships. Because, for example, if somebody's a family doctor, we can get all the wisdom in the world from my friend and former colleague who founded WebMD, Mike Long. They can go to WebMD and get democratized medical advice, and they'll get more medical advice than they'll get from any doctor, but that's not going to preempt the doctor relationship.
No.
So what we have to do is that we have to fortify, codify, and memorialize relationships through lifestyle planning and other things that we'll get to, in order to preemptively inoculate the hundreds of millions of dollars that are going to be invested, along with prop tech, blockchain, to basically disrupt the value of a realtor and eviscerate the importance of listing side rainmakers.
The fact that you're so confident that we can be the disruptor instead of the disrupted is refreshing to me. And you don't hear it's all doom and gloom. And we talked about this a little bit in the past, not to go too far off topic, but Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, you even said, this brand, if I had this brand back in the day, if someone knows how to leverage our brand, it's unlike any other. And I said, well, please tell me. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm still new here. I've been here for less than 2 years. And we talked a lot about that. I want to know, if I'm not going to be disrupted, what types of things can I do to leverage our brand on top of all the things you just said, creating the lifestyle planning guides, a lot of these other tactics and strategies. What can I do with the brand, with Berkshire Hathaway HomeServices, it's going to create that moat that Warren Buffett talks about?
Well, it starts with macro messaging. I've given you a few suggestions. I think you're beginning to incorporate one. And this is something for you as a team. This is not official. Anything official comes from Wendy under Christie's supervision. But I have got you already to agree to start advertising that your team and the brand is the leader in trust and innovation.
Yes.
Trust is under attack in real estate. I first heard that said by a good friend of mine, Scott Facino, up in Westchester County. There's a trust crisis. In 1958, something like 60% of consumers trusted institutions. Today, it's under 20%. And here we are, our brand that can be validated through metrics, The parent company, Berkshire Hathaway, which has the halo effect that influences our brand, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, is one of the 5 or 6 most trusted brands in the world. Yet I don't see many teams or agents or even brokerages in their missions, in their advertising to the public, ever espousing the critical, vital importance of trust. So you're saying the real estate leader, because not everyone knows we're real estate, the real estate leader in trust, we can validate that. None of these other upstarts can speak to that. This is golden. And then innovation, because no one's ever going to be number one in technology. Technology is an arms race. But innovation encompasses both technology and rent-to-buy assistance program, downsizing with distinction. These are innovations, all the stuff that we're doing with Wendy with the luxury, the military. So we're very innovative, and so that encompasses. So that's one thing. The other thing I've made a suggestion is this, and at the macro level. Our brand, Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, is unlike any other brand because some brands are upscale and some brands are pedestrian and some brands are more of the low socioeconomic. They're serving more low socioeconomic markets, okay? Mm-hmm. In other words, you're not going to see Sotheby's as prominent in a blue-collar neighborhood like I grew up in as you'll see them in upscale communities.
Sure.
Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, because it's as Christy Budnick says, because it's an aspirational brand, I'm saying that Berkshire Hathaway is a for everyone brand. And so, but one thing we can do is that, see, our brand not only describes the home, there's other upscale properties that basically define the home. We're the only brand that both defines the home and the professional. That's why that comports with real estate financial planning. It comports with being a forever agent. If somebody, I own the URL Real Estate Trusted Advisor. If somebody wants to say they're a real estate trusted advisor, that's more in alignment with the brand promise and the perception of the brand than any other brand. But then if you're going to, we can cover one of these topics right now, in terms of the messaging, you've got to make sure that you're using messaging that relates to real estate needs. For example, I see a lot of companies that go to advertising agencies and they'll come up with slogans that could be used for any product. But because most of advertising is selling products, we're basically positioning professional services in a competitive landscape. And we've got to tie it to real estate. So when you see any slogan, ask yourself this question: could that slogan work for other fields? If it does, you don't want it. Is that a slogan that they could also use in financial services? Could they use that slogan at a theme park? Could they use that slogan at a university? If the answer is yes, you don't want to use it because you've got to narrow it to our discipline. So the one I recommend for a lot of agents, teams, and companies is this, and for you, Andrew, marketing Maryland real estate at the highest level.
I'm trademarking that, by the way. That's for me.
Marketing Maryland real estate at the highest level. Now, why is that so important? Because first of all, we can't say we sell homes at the highest level because that would disenfranchise buyers. We can't operate like other retailers. When the market goes down with home values, we can't put signs across our offices that say prices slash 30%. That's what drives the retail world because we would disenfranchise our home sellers. So we can't say we sell homes for more money. So we have to euphemistically couch it in a different way. Marketing real estate at the highest level. So that's a message to home sellers that you're looking to get them more for their money, for money for their home. And it also suggests to buyers that you provide more information, more access, more transparency. See, that's a real estate specific message. And for you, it would be alliterative. Marketing Maryland, it's like Donald Duck, Mickey Mouse, Final Four, Sweet 16. So you've got alliteration working for you. But then that sets up a segue. Then everybody in your team can say to the home seller, may I share with you why our slogan is marketing Maryland at the highest level? Then all the things that you do, lifestyle stories, virtual tours, special open house, whatever you do, that's part of it. So now there's a transition because anytime you look at a slogan, ask yourself this question: would that slogan be the thing that I'd start with? Because no one has enough money to reach the public on any slogan, for the most part. To have a Super Bowl ad for 30 minutes is $6.5 million. So most of the people we compete against aren't on TV every night. They're not spending millions of dollars because it's not effective. It's not efficient. So therefore, what we have to do, and you have to do, is you have to deputize, Andrew, everybody on your team with a parenthetical slogan from your brand with your spirit of intent, and then you've got to backfill how you do it. Here's how we market Maryland at the highest level. That's how you leverage the brand.
Thank you for sharing that, because it's all about leveraging our national brand. Sure Group in Maryland is never going to be as big as Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. It's just not. So we need to leverage that.